Hello, everyone. I want to make sure that you guys know that I'm doing yes/no questions for free right now, but I am not answering any questions other than yes/no. So if you have an open-ended question, this is not the time to get that unless you want to donate for it. If there's a specific question you have in mind that you're looking for a yes/no on, that's what I'm answering today. Be the Pisces, hello and welcome in. How are you today? Hopefully you guys are having a good night. I know it's late, but we're going to get these readings done as soon as possible. Do not worry. Margaret says, will I get my promotion next month? Let's see. Margaret. Will Margaret get the new promotion next month? I have a yes. Ace of Pentacles, Margaret. Lena says, weird question. Will the new sub I've been using work? Yes or no? Oh my god, I have a no, Lena. I have the Hermit. That's interesting. Anna, did Dee remove me from her list of friends on Facebook? She dislikes me. No, Knight of Swords. Anna. Mariana? Let's see. Mariana, so it looks like your question is in regards to two people outside of yourself. So when I ask you to not ask third-party questions, that's what I'm referencing. If you are Christian or Christina, then let me know. Maybe I misunderstood. But the only reason I would interfere with a third-party question or entertain a third-party question is if it's something that you need to know to make a decision for yourself. So if this is just you being nosy, you wanting the tea, this is not the channel to get that from. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. So you can let me know, or if you'd like, rephrase your question to something else. Cindy. This is for you, Cindy. I have a yes, 6 of Pentacles. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. All right, Larissa. Hi, will R contact me in the next 30 days? Will R contact Larissa the next 30 days? Please make sure you guys are liking the live stream if you haven't already. That is essentially your energy exchange with me for doing free readings. I know that I've done at least 4 questions at this point, so I should have a lot more likes than that. Larissa says, will R contact me in the next 30 days? Larissa, I have a yes. I have the 2 of Cups for you. Bria, hello and welcome in. Do you see me getting a remote full-time job in the new month of August? Yes, 9 of Cups. Your wish is coming true, Bria. Looks like we have a lot of new people here tonight. Good to see you. I don't know if you're new or if you're coming back or if you changed your username, but if you're new here, welcome in. Will I hear from Cove this summer? Aisha, I have a yes. King of Pentacles. Sophie, I have a yes. 9 of Pentacles. What are you doing? What are you trying to do? Goofball. All right. If you guys are thanking me, you're welcome. Sophie, yes, 9 of Pentacles. Sorry. Sophie, yes, 9 of Pentacles. Margaret, you're welcome. Amy. I have a no. 10 of Wands, Amy. Anna, you're welcome. Softy girl. I have a yes. Page of Wands, Softy girl. Bria Chantel. I have a yes, Bria, 2 of Cups. Amy, I'm doing well tonight. Thank you for asking. Daisha. Yes, Queen of Pentacles. Make sure you guys are liking the live stream. Thank you so much. Sienna, will there be many other job opportunities by next month for me if I don't get hired at Burlington as a restocking associate? I have a yes, Page of Swords, and 2 of Cups, Sienna. Hey, James, welcome in. Let's see, this is for James. James, I have a no, the moon. Interesting. Sisters supporting sisters, welcome in. Not particularly. I'm getting a no for swords. I think the month of August will be pretty quiet for you. Hey, IJ, welcome in. I have a yes, Queen of Pentacles for you, IJ. Emmy's routine. Emmy's routine. Does Hisham M. Torres have feelings for Emmy's routine? I have a no. 3 of Swords, Emmy. Hi, Smiley. Welcome in. Hey, Nisha. Welcome in. I successfully joined Road 1. Smiley, I'm getting a no for this. Knight of Swords. You're welcome, Lena. You're welcome, Sophie. Is Gemini surprised I stopped contacting him since Monday? Yes, the sun. Nisha, yes, the sun. Be the Pisces. You're welcome, Daisha. You're welcome, Sienna. You're welcome, IJ. Be the Pisces. I have a yes, King of Pentacles. Sorry, I had to get up real quick. Sweet Rita. I have no, Sweet Rita. 9 and 10 of Swords. Hey, Ari. Welcome in. Ooh, okay. It looks like I got through the list. I didn't realize I was all caught up. So we got about 5 minutes left of this list, and then we'll be moving on to donations. If you have a yes/no question, go ahead and post it. RM, does R have romantic feelings for you? Does R have romantic feelings for RM? I have a yes, RM, 3 of Cups. A lot of times this indicates that his feelings are split between you and someone else, though. So just keep that in mind. Ari. Ari. Yes, 6 of Pentacles. They might even be hiring. Sometimes 6 of Pentacles kind of like shows that they want to make an offer to someone. You're welcome, RM. All right, about 2 more minutes of the free list, and we're moving on to donations. If you are new here and haven't answered or asked your question yet, make sure that you get that posted in the chat. I know sometimes you have to wait a few minutes. So as long as you stay a subscriber, you won't have to wait every time you see me. But if you are not new and you're able to type in the chat, make sure you get your questions in now, because I will be closing the list in about a minute or so and moving on to donations. You're welcome, Ari. Hey, Crystal. Crystal, I am getting a no. I have the Tower here. It seems like whatever was trying to be built here just wasn't set up the right way or something. It seems like it would be really hard to get this connection off the ground with the Tower energy. I have here, cut the deck, 3 of Pentacles. So that feels like a little more like maybe friendship or something along those lines. You're welcome, Crystal. All right, guys, donations are closed now. We're going to move, or sorry, free list is closed now. We're going to, why did I type donations are closed? Oh my God, ignore me. Free list is closed, friends. Free list is closed. Donations are still open. Goodness gracious. Okay, so this is first for James. James, if you're here, let me know. Okay, channeled messages in love too. You got it. Shoo! Oh my god. Sorry. We all know what a sneeze means. Hey, that sounds great. I'm going to add you to the list after IJ, okay? I am doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So, James, tonight, just like last night, tonight is a longer message. Um, I didn't feel the message was over, so I just like kept going because I felt like there was something that needed to be said, and I was like, I'm right here. I'm right on the cusp. I'm like feel like I'm digging like another layer to this, and I just want to keep going. So I did, and I feel like I got a little more information for you. So I did send it to you in the messages. That way you have a copy of this channeling for yourself. But I'm going to read it to you what she says. She says, I am lost, and this is hard to say to you because it's like you have it all figured out. I don't have any sort of luck or choice or wish to make. And so there I feel like she's saying, I just feel helpless. She says, I feel so much lacking for myself. Every day is hard for me. Every day is a struggle. And I feel like I'm giving my all and doing my best every day. I have a lot of unresolved feelings. These residual emotions keep me stuck. But what am I supposed to do with them? They have nowhere to go. It feels like every person in my life leaves me or abandons me, and I never feel any closure. So, why would I intentionally put myself in a position to end up in this place again? The thought of that is not only hard for me, but it's inconceivable. I am angry, I am brokenhearted, and there's nothing I can do. Honestly, I just want to turn my brain off. You're welcome. So I think we're kind of like a little bit discovering or unearthing a little bit more through these channelings here. I feel like she's saying like I feel like I never get closure on any relationship that I have. I feel like I get left behind, or I feel like I get abandoned, or I feel like I get treated bad. So what about what I have experienced so far would be any way appealing to put myself in that place again? If this is the examples that have been laid out in front of me, why would I want to do that again? And I feel like that could be where her like disdain, I suppose, or resentment lies, and where she feels stuck in terms of like entering into another relationship or a friendship, even. Or growing closer to people, period. Like, I don't think that she really feels like there's like anything good that could come out of that. So that's kind of giving a little more perspective of where she's thinking is like, I know we've kind of touched on that before where like you're able to see the positives of a relationship, but she's not. But I feel like this kind of digs in even further as to like, why doesn't she? So that's basically what I was pulling for her. And you're very welcome. Absolutely. Let's look into your love option 2 now. I'm also going to update the donation list so that way everyone can see where they're at now. All right, love option 2 for James. Love option 2. I think when something is all you know, it's like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. I think it's like nature versus nurture. I think for her, it's not that she can't decipher between relationships individually. She's just saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Why, if I keep getting fooled, am I just going to keep putting myself in that position? Do you get what I mean? Like, that's kind of where she's coming from. It's not that she doesn't see that you're different. It's not that she doesn't think to herself, okay, maybe this will turn out differently. But what in her experience has shown her that? Like, what in her experience has told her this will work out this time? And the thing is that you have to have a certain type of perseverance. It has to be innately a part of your personality. That's why I say like nature versus nurture, how she's been conditioned and the experiences that she's had versus who she is as a person. And she's not persevering enough right now, at least. She's showing some type of resilience because she's making it through, but in a certain extent she is letting it get the best of her. And so she doesn't have that perseverance right now to see something new through to the end. She doesn't have that ambition in her, that desire, that it's just not in her right now to want to explore that further. It's just like she just doesn't have the will to want it. Now, of course, that's why I think a lot of the times when we do readings for you, I'm like, well, if she was going to pick someone, it would be you, I feel. But, like, is she picking someone? That's kind of the first step. It's not like if she's going to pick you, would it be you? Yeah, obviously it would be you. But she's not picking. That's the thing. So she's in this place of inaction, it seems. Right, James, right. At the same time, though, you got to think as well, like kind of like what we were talking about last night in terms of like her unresolved issues with her, her father and things like that. That wasn't her pick. She didn't pick her dad. She didn't pick that person in her life. That person is what was given to her. Maybe she picked him like as a parent in this life in her spiritual form before she came into this world, but she didn't pick him. He's just the dad that she ended up with. So I feel like, to your point, yeah, maybe she's picking the wrong people to be in friendships with or relationships with, but there are certain dynamics in her life that were just nature, that were just what was given to her. And it's like, it seems to be that she's just getting let down by pretty much every person that she can think of. So, I don't want to defend her, but I don't want to, like trash talk her either. And, I'm trying to mostly come from an understanding of like maybe what she has been through. Because I think this is like bigger than just dating someone. I think this is like a matter of all aspects of the relationships that she's been in and how she is navigating through those relationships. Oh, and thank you so much. We will take care of that during your turn. Amy, I also have your donation as well. So I'll add you to the list here in just a second. So for you, James, with yeah, exactly. I'm analyzing her point of view, 100%. Yeah, because you know me, I want to stay as objective as I possibly can here. All right, let's see. We're still pulling for you, James. I'm almost done. Okay, so right now, James, how she's coming through for the connection right now is she's saying Two of Pentacles. So I'm like back and forth with my energy. We all stay like in and out, like hot and cold, that kind of thing. So she's saying like at one point, like when like she's trying to act indifferent. On one hand, she's trying to act indifferent. She's trying to act like she doesn't care. She's trying to act like I just need to focus on me and it's all about me and whatever. But then on the other hand, there's another side of that same token, where it's like, but at the same time, like I appreciate James and like I care about him and I care if I'm hurting him. And so like there's this kind of like double-edged thing here where on one side she's going, I just have to focus on me. I just have to worry about me. Like if it's too much for me or I'm not in the mood or I'm not in the mental space to handle this right now, I just have to shut it down and shut it off. But then on the other hand, she's thinking, but I could be hurting someone in this process. I could be hurting someone's feelings. And so she's constantly going like back and forth here. Amy, I did get it. Yes. So I'll add you to the list in just a second. So that's kind of where she's at, like what she's giving to the connection as far as like her energy towards you and what's going on with her is like this back and forth thing. Now, you're not seeing it, I don't think. It's not translating to your side, meaning that you're not hearing from her, but there is this like pull and tug and push and pull, like kind of energy that's going on within her and her mental thought process in terms of like how she feels for you, what she likes about you, that kind of thing. Um, I do feel, James, that she has love for you. I feel like when she says, I love you, you can believe her. I also feel like she, despite this, is saying, maybe he's safe away from me. This is very interesting, but I have like the Five of Pentacles. So she's saying, I love him, but he's safer where I am not around. Like, basically, I think that her guilt is overwhelming her and she just doesn't want to bring you down in her mess. Like, she's just like, I'm messy, I'm confused, I'm lost. This is not his problem. And as kind of like Brittany was saying last night, is that sometimes she could have the type of personality where she gets a high from talking to you and like hearing from you, and she starts to get like all swarmy with all like these feelings and stuff. But I think that at times when she realized like that high is like no longer there, then she kind of like pulls back. And I think honestly, internally, she knows she's not being fair to you. I think she knows she's giving you the runaround. She's giving you mixed signals. She knows this. I'm just letting you know, James, she is fully aware of that. And I think at this point, she's saying he's just safer not near me. Like I don't want to keep putting him in the situation um, where he feels like I'm giving him the runaround. And so the only thing I can do about that to protect myself and my own mental space and his self and his sanity is to just keep my distance. Is she going about this the right way? I don't think so. I definitely feel it was worth the respect to you to have this conversation. So we're not giving excuses to her, but I think that she should have had a conversation with you. You said, no, I haven't had any communication since Sunday when I offered to give her her presents. I just feel like she's ignoring me, going cold, and I feel like she intentionally tries to hurt you. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. I don't think that she intentionally tries to hurt you. I think sometimes she puts herself first, and you are a casualty of that because she's putting herself and her own needs ahead of your own. But I don't think she's saying, oh my God, James deserves to be hurt. So how can I hurt him today? I don't think it's calculated. I don't think it's intentional. I think that it's more so just like lack of self awareness and conscientiousness, honestly. And maybe even a little bit of disrespect because she's not valuing your time the way that you're valuing hers. Do you see what I mean? But I don't think she's out here to get you. I don't think she's here to like try to hurt you. IJ, thank you for answering that question for Windy City. Yes, my free list is closed, guys. Donations are open. It's Eastern Standard Time. That's why I put EST because I know we're all in different time zones. So I just don't want to be like super confusing with that, but I understand how that could be confusing. Got him. I do not do twin flame soulmate readings specifically. Like, but if you wanted to ask a specific question, like a love general or a soulmate reading, you could do like the in depth. If you want to keep it very basic, very simple, not a lot of time put onto it, you could do the mini reading because that's also like an open ended question. But if you're looking for like a signature twin flame soulmate reading, I don't have that on the menu. Hopefully that answers your question. You can read the description to see everything that I'm offering, though, if you want to. So I have a message here where she is ruminating on the messages you've sent her. Like I said before, she's getting your calls, maybe not while you're calling her, she doesn't see it, but she does see the missed call. She does know that you're trying to communicate with her, or that you have in the past. I'm not going to say you are now, but she is saying like, I have seen these things, and I think that there's like an internal intention to get back to you at some point, but she doesn't know when that point is. She doesn't know when it will be. She's just kind of like, okay, like I'm gonna just keep this in my back pocket and I will address it when I feel like I'm ready to address it. As far as intentions right now, she's saying like, while I have so much love for you, James, and like, I do believe personally, I do believe this energy of like, if I was going to be in a relationship, I would attempt that with James. I would be open to that with James, but that's not what I'm looking for. And so she's saying like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I'm probably like, I can't do this to him, but also I can't do this. And so James, I do feel like you're getting, kind of like what we talked about last night is like those feelings of frustration and anger and like resentment being built up. It's like, I think you're just done being patient. I think you're done waiting around for her. And she's saying right now, like, I can't do this. Now, I do think that she's going to like be communicative to you in the near future. But I think it might be something like how it was on Sunday, where it was very brief and you didn't really hear much from her. I think it's like at this point, she's gone dark on you. I think at this point, she's gone MIA. And I feel like it's a lack of respect. I do feel like you deserved like more of a conversation from her. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe she felt like she was being clear with you and you were not getting the hint. And she was like, well, if he's not going to take the hint, then I'm just going to ignore him. But that would be something you would have to discern for yourself, because if that sounds completely like off base, then that means that she didn't give you like the proper conversation that she should have sat you down and said, hey James, I'm going to pull back for a while, like you're not going to hear from me, you know what I mean? So I don't really know why all of a sudden after like all this communication she's going quiet. It's hard to say. It would be different if she communicated to me how she's feeling, what she needs, but she tells me she's good and then just ignores me. And she tells me how her sister ignored her and how it upset her. I almost feel like it's like, there's some people that come in to break cycles. It's almost like she's here to perpetuate them. I don't think she's like seeing truly from an outside perspective, like the damage that she's causing. I think the only reason she knows that she's doing something wrong is because she feels guilty about it. But outside of that, I don't think that she sees truly like what she's doing when it comes to you. So they're saying no influences right now, but I do have, as far as a block, I have the 3 of Swords. So that's like a blocked heart chakra, in my opinion. What is the overall energy? What is the overall energy? So she's saying, I choose what I will embrace, and I will choose how I do it. So I have the Hierophant here. The thing, like, basically she's saying, I will choose what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it and how I'm going to do it. And like, no one else is going to tell me what's going to happen here. That's kind of like her perspective. Now, I also feel like there's a level from her that she feels she's not good enough for you. She feels like you, like, not that you want to change her, James, because like you accept her for who she is. And as far as like her flaws, we'll put it that way. If she's, whatever flaws she has, you're just like, I accept you for you. You don't have to change your physical appearance. You don't have to change like this, and that, right? But I do think to a certain extent, though, that she feels like she would have to become a different person to accommodate to what you want from her. And so with that, I feel like she's saying, like, I'm not the one for you. Like, not saying she doesn't want to be the one for you. Not saying that she doesn't, like, wouldn't choose you to be in a relationship if she was going to have a relationship. I just got to be clear. That's got to be separated. I want to be very clear about that. But I feel like she's saying right now, where it stands, where you're meeting me at, I am not the one for you because I am not who you want me to be. And I think that's where things get hard, because I think that her energy is so all over the place. And I think that sometimes we do readings and she's very much on. And then I think sometimes we do readings and she's just like not. And for a while there, it did feel like there was this trajectory of like, oh, things are getting better, things are getting better, things are getting better. What has happened? What has gone down? Only thing we can do is assume. We can just pull cards and see what kind of energy we're tapping into. And we can try to kind of like speculate and figure it out and maybe try to get some answers here. But unfortunately, the only person that's ever going to be able to tell you what's really going on with her is her. And she is not giving you that space to do that. She is completely like blocking things out. So this is a really tough situation. It's not like a type of reading that I want to give to you, obviously, but I do think that it's important that you hear these things. So that is your love option 2. I have you also down for a BOGO. So if you're at any point ready for those to be answered, you just let me know what your questions are. After James, we have IJ. After IJ, we have M wins. After M wins, we have Amy. And then after that, we have Got 'em. So let me update that list really quick. Oh, there's my water. I was like, I'm thirsty. Okay, so we're working on the last reading that James donated for. It's a BOGO. And then we're moving on to the next person. So are you asking me here if she's going to reach out to you? Is she going to reach out to James? Is she going to reach out to James? Okay. So I know this is so weird. I always associate when I sneeze to like people hearing from people, and it's usually really accurate. So usually when I get that message, it just means like it's something that's going to happen, sooner rather than later. But I pulled the temperance card, and we have the number 14 is really standing out to me. So I think it could be like within the next 2 weeks. We also have the number 7. So 7 and 14 are also like weeks, Monday through Sunday. So I think like within the next 2 weeks, probably. Let me see here. We do have the Chariot. We have the Emperor. I feel like this is something she probably already has needed to, because the recent past would be Cancer season, which has just recently come to an end. So I feel like this is something that she has feeling like, okay, this is something I should have addressed already. I feel like almost like she's in a procrastinatory place right now. So I'm going to go with the next 2 weeks. Let's get a little more information on this conversation. All right, so when this conversation happens, I feel like either you or her. I'm not sure which one. I feel like it's you. But I have the Emperor that's coming through again. I feel like this is an important card for some reason. I feel like this is like a person of very few words. like I don't know, maybe you're gonna want to pull more information from her, so maybe it is her energy, because it's like one of you here when this conversation happens is gonna be very locked up. Like either you're gonna be so pissed off and frustrated with her, like you just can't even like talk to her because you're just so upset, and it's like at this point you're just kind of like whatever, or you're going to be trying to like pull words out of her, and like even though you're communicating with her you feel like you're getting like squeezing, what do they say, like it's like trying to get milk from a nut. What is the expression? It's something like that. It's like basically it should be very difficult, like pulling teeth. But one of you are gonna really feel like you're trying to like get something out of the other person. You're trying to like inspire conversation to happen, and it's like you're not getting anywhere. That's what the conversation feels like. We have 9 of Pentacles energy. It's like very independent energy. Meaning that like you guys aren't really like one of you guys are working really hard, I feel, when the conversation happens. I see like whoever is holding back is not telling the truth, is not being vocal, is not being confrontational, not being direct. This person that's holding back is really like trying to kind of keep things maybe like very neutral. So James, this could potentially be you, because that's kind of what I was picking up on, but I feel like it's kind of like maybe not wanting to rock the boat energy, so holding back a lot. So I don't know how you're going to feel. Obviously, you'll have to see when that conversation happens, but I almost feel like you're going to get like so mad that I don't even think you're going to know what to say to her. You're going to just feel like it almost feels like she's giving you something that you just don't trust, you just don't believe. She's saying like it's a piss poor excuse basically, and it's not measuring up to what it should be. I feel like she just kind of gives you like a blanketed statement, and it's just not good enough for you. And so I feel like there's this kind of like frustration that might convert into like a very quiet stoic energy, because at this point you're like just very much frustrated. Otherwise it could be you blowing up on her, and she's the one that's quiet, doesn't know what to say or how to respond. But I feel like there's someone here, and it could be like the mutual energy. Right, like you see, and that's the thing, you're like putting her first, you're like caring about her and her feelings. But something in me is like, if she doesn't come to you with like a good enough reason as to why she's been MIA this whole time, it's like gonna set you off. Like it's gonna send you over the edge, is what it feels like. So I don't think this initial conversation is necessarily going to be like the best one. And I don't know if either of you are going to really feel any kind of resolve here. I have 4 of Pentacles, like just really holding back. I think it might just be like one of y'all just walking away. Not like permanently, but maybe, but probably not. Just one of you are just like, okay, this is just crazy. Like I feel like I'm literally going insane. So you just kind of like walk away. You're like, not today, not today. I'm gonna walk away from this. So yeah, it just feels very heated, like my cheeks are getting flushed. I feel like there's a lot of things that need to be said that either don't get said or they do in a very tactless kind of way. It just feels like a very heated argument. We have like a lot of fiery energy here, and I don't think it's necessarily going to be it's not going to feel resolved. It's not going to feel like you guys really got anywhere. My only advice here is to just be honest with her. Because you know you want to take the opportunity while you have it to speak your mind. What's your next question? Hey, IJ, thank you so much for checking in. I just want to make sure you were here because you're going to be next, and I want to make sure that you had your question prepped and ready to go. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, I was getting some water. Can I get messages from Spirit on how our future? Oh no. Can I get messages from Spirit on our future together? Yep. Okay. Messages from Spirit on the future, please. Tell me about their future together, please. Just hanging out, chilling. Messages from Spirit. Okay, so James, I am pulling reconciliation for you guys. Here's the thing. I feel like you guys are like stuck like glue. I feel like no matter what happens, it's like you're stuck with me. That's kind of the energy. Now, is that good? Is that not good? I don't really know. You have to determine for yourself, but it does feel like it's like you guys can't stay away from each other for too long. And that's kind of facts. That's what it is there. Let's see. I think there's just such a strong desire to see this play out. It's like there's no other option. And I could be pulling on your energy. It could be her, maybe, I don't know. But it feels like it. I will not rest. I will not be happy. I will not be okay unless and until I see this play out. So I think the only way that you would be able to break ties with this connection is if she screwed you over. I think if she did something that was like outright belligerently offensive to you and like a slap in the face to you, I think that basically she has to piss you off to the point where you feel like it was a slap in the face and that you're offended by her. Like, I feel like almost like this connection only ends angry if it's going to end. But I feel like at this point right now, it's like there's no possible future timeline for you that does not see Patty in that future. And therefore, you guys are stuck together in that regard. I feel like there will be reconciliation. I clarified that with the Eight of Cups, and it's saying like after some time apart or after her like kind of walking away or backing off, or you guys will come back together. What else does he need to know about this reconciliation? Abandonment of the devil, essentially. Like it looks as if this coming together, I guess it feels like a cycle almost. It's coming together. Feels like it's something that happens like over and over and over. Spend time apart, come back together, spend time apart, come back together. But they're saying that the only true reconciliation that's going to be able to happen is through individual work, like abandonment of the devil. And what I mean by that is the devil is everything that stops us from being the best versions of ourselves. It's self-doubt, it's insecurity, it's feeling unworthy of love, it's like mental thoughts and bad habits and addictions and just like all that nasty negative stuff that kind of like blocks us from seeing our own potential and our own ability to work towards ourselves every single day. If anybody says they're healed, that is a bold-faced lie. They have probably the most healing to do. There is not a person on this planet that can say I'm fully healed. No. It is a ongoing process. It is something that you have to continue to do and ever evolve on. So all you can really do is your best. All you can really do is what you think you can on that particular day. Give it your all. and just continue to evolve and be open to feedback and criticism and opening yourself up to like other possibilities. It seems, James, you are further along on that journey than she is, but that's where the true reconciliation is going to happen. There is no world that I see that reconciliation can happen unless and until there is massive healing done here. So while I feel the brunt of that work is on herself, I think it might also fall a little bit on you just because none of us walk this planet fully healed. So that might require some like additional further insight through like another modality outside of tarot. But I feel like for your future here, there is some kind of like collaboration that I'm seeing for the two of you in terms of career. I'm seeing almost like she heads it though, James. I'm seeing there's like it almost feels like a power couple move or like a power move where like the two of you are doing the project together. But I feel like this is actually something that she's the face of, that she kind of manages and does, and you're kind of here just to support her with that. This is based off of like your mutual talent and interest, but more so like her. She's like the front of it all. What is another message about their future? What is another message about their future? Mm-hmm. How long will this happen for? How long will this be going on for? James, so they're saying for a minimum of 4 months. For a minimum of 4 months that you will. Oh, that's interesting. Where are we at right now? August, September, October, November. Yeah, for a minimum of 4 months, you guys will be having this back and forth disharmony, disconnection, imbalance, unhappiness in your relationship. This is, I don't know if like this is what's necessary. I don't know if this is like a tower moment coming for y'all. I don't have a tower here, but I'm just like, is there some type of breaking point that needs to happen where like you just get so fucking fed up with her and you're like, no more Patty privilege. Like if you're like, no more, I'm done with it. I'm being direct with you. I'm telling you how I'm feeling. This is pissing me off. Like, I don't know if some kind of like shift needs to happen like that, where you kind of just like put her in her place and you just like realize, fuck you. Like, if you're not here for this and you don't want this, don't drag me along with your bullshit. Like, maybe you have to get to that point with her that things start to change. She really feels like she can lose you. It might, I don't know, trigger her possibly. But again, this has to be your natural journey. This has to be your natural path. This can't be me telling you to do this. This has to be what you're truly feeling inside and whatever point you get to with that. But essentially they're saying a minimum 4 months, there's going to be like this disconnection here between the two of you. Now, does that mean that you guys aren't going to have moments where you are like coming together, having conversations? No, I don't necessarily, when I say disconnection, I don't mean no communication. I just mean disconnection, where you guys are just not able to get on the same page for whatever reason this is. And it's saying a minimum of 4 months that this is happening. So this like project thing that you guys are working on, that's in the future. This reconciliation happens after we abandon things that aren't serving us anymore. She definitely has a lot of negative self-talk and a lot of limiting beliefs and a lacking mindset. And that is something that she's going to have to work through. And unfortunately, you can't force that upon someone. I do see here the clarity and the 3 of Wands. So they are saying that you're going to get clarity in the future, or clarity about your future, maybe I should say, about your future together. When is he going to feel more clarity? When is he going to feel more clarity? When is he going to have more insight? All right, so I have the Hierophant here. We have the number 5 standing out to me, so I think around like 5 months, maybe August, September, October, November, December. So like maybe by the end of this year potentially. But the Hierophant also is specifically in the spring of next year. So um, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if like this timeline has been pushed back. I don't know if she's just kind of gone into like this whole thing of like maybe something has broken open. Maybe something has cracked open within her and she's like just completely changing shit around. Um, I know that you've seen like time travel movies where like one decision is changed and it affects the whole trajectory of the whole future. And that's why they say like you're not supposed to make any big moves or do anything or like warn people that someone's going to die and try to change that outcome because there's a ripple effect and that affects all future outcomes, all future timelines. And so like something feels right now with her is that she's doing something like that and it's like affecting this. It's just very unstable, James. Anything about your future right now feels almost like it feels almost like I'm just able to get like bits and pieces of these details. I worry about telling you anything too far in advance. I feel almost like spirit is like putting tape over my mouth and saying don't say too much. So I think it just doesn't feel, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence to like tell you something specific. Besides what I've already said, I do think that what I can say with confidence is that over the next 4 months, you are going to have a lot of disconnection. And maybe this is bringing you to a breaking point. This is bringing you to a point where you need to kind of reanalyze things for yourself and figure out how you're going to go about this with her. And maybe that will lead you somewhere where, things can change. Um, but I think that right now this is requiring more like thought process from you and more action from you. For all we know, this is leading you to a breaking point where you're giving Patty like you're just saying, hey, I'm bowing out. Like, I just can't keep putting myself through this anymore. If you ever get to a point where you're ready to be with me and like you want to do this thing, then great. If not, whatever. Like, honestly, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, if you ever get to that point, you never know. Saying these things to her, if you really feel that way, might end up like compelling something in her to go, wait, shit, I'm going to lose him and like I've got to do something about this, and maybe that shifts things for you guys. But obviously you don't want to do something like that unless that's how you're really feeling. So I think unfortunately this is just a wave you got to ride and just have that like expectation that things are going to be a little rocky for the next coming months. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully things will get better. But yeah, that's what I have, James. Sorry about that. I know it's not great. There's probably more nice things you wanted to hear, but I'm just very confused about this energy, and I literally feel like spirit's like taking their hand and putting it over my mouth and being like, "Don't say too much." So, and I think that's just because it's a very unstable future that I'm looking at right now. It's very uncomfortable too, James, I'm sure, for you to just like feel this discomfort. Like, it's just not a good place to be in when you don't see. All I can think, like when you don't know what's going to happen, like you don't know where this is going, that uncertainty can break anyone. Um, and I feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I had something I was going to say and then I completely lost it. I feel like spirit's like coming in and fucking sabotaging me tonight. Um, You said it sucks. I just don't get how things change so dramatically. It did feel like everything was going so well. It really did. I am with you. I agree with you for sure. I know what I was gonna say. Maybe this is just a lesson. Maybe this is just something, unfortunately, that you have to go through right now. That hopefully, maybe you don't have the answers right now, but eventually you will. Like, that's something that I had to like learn the hard way in life is like we're not always gonna know. If we were, we would have been given a handbook at birth and telling us exactly what our life is gonna look like and what's gonna happen if we do this or what's gonna happen if we do that. I think there's a lot of mysteries, and unfortunately, we don't always have that information. And maybe that you don't have this information because there's something that you're supposed to figure out for yourself here. But I'm empathizing with you, James. I am sorry that happened. All these things that I say, it's not, I don't take lightly. Like, I do understand the things that I say, the things that I'm seeing and telling you are going to affect you greatly. Um, and, I try to be as cautious as I can and like never say anything that I'm not certain on. And if I am uncertain, I tell you. But this is just tough, and I'm sorry. Okay, IJ. So I have been seeing more evidence of Nana. We've been starting to interact more. How does she feel about all the increased everything? How does she feel about this? Yeah, you're welcome, James. All right, so she's saying that you are bringing her peace. I specifically have like the peace card here. I think that it's bringing a lot of like I don't know why I'm hearing like nervous system. So I feel like because I'm seeing like solar plexus chakra, but I feel like she's kind of like holding on to it. So there's like a lot of like nervousness that runs um, through her nervous system. It almost feels like it could be like dysregulated or like not as regulated as it could be. And I feel like through this conversation, you are bringing her peace. You're bringing her peace of mind. It's just kind of showing like when she's talking to you or thinking about you or like replaying the conversations that you guys have had or sharing that information with maybe like a close confidant, it's like she's smiling about it. She's really happy in those moments. Like I don't know, I feel like she could be like prone not necessarily to like panic attacks, but I feel like she can be prone to like anxiety attacks. It almost feels like her chest gets really like tight and hot, and I don't know, it's just like the thought of you just brings like a lot of peace to her mind. The conversation you guys have, she just feels very like smiley and happy. And so like I mean, you can take that with a grain of salt if you want to. I don't want you to think like um you're like the reason that she feels this peace, but I will say you are one of the reasons why she feels this peace. She just really likes talking to you. I just see a lot of like smiling and blushing during this conversation. I think, yeah, because panic attack felt a little too strong. I'm getting like anxiety attack. So, um, how is she feeling? She's feeling increased chemistry, and she's feeling very confident now. I think maybe before she was questioning, like, is it all in my head? Like, is he into me? I mean, he's kind of giving me signs and signals, but like, am I just thinking too much into it? But I think right now she says I'm confident in that he is into me. Like, he's made it very clear to me that he's into me. Um, So she likes that you guys have the same values. She feels like the things that are important to her sometimes aren't important to other people, or they don't really see where she's coming from. And she feels like she's finally getting justice in this department, meaning that, like, you understand why she puts certain things at a priority that she does, why she feels confident about pursuing this particular goal when it may seem unorthodox or it may seem non traditional. She feels like everyone has been like questioning her and her values. Just feels like she gets some resistance. Now, maybe some people say, oh, hey, like that's a great plan, that's a great goal. But overall, I think people are just like, you're doing what now? Like, you're doing what? And I feel like with you, she feels like she's finally getting some justice on this value, on these values, like the things that she feels are important and the things that she should place as a priority. For example, some people think, oh, you're supposed to get married when you're young and then you're supposed to have a kid together and you're supposed to, like, there's like a certain traditional, like, orthodox way to go about things. And she's like, no, fuck that. Like, I want a career. I want to do that. I have ambition. Like, I have goals. I have this. I have that. And, she might get some like negative feedback on that because she's doing things in a certain order that is not conventional. And so I feel like when she talks to you, she's like, hell yeah, someone finally gets it. Like, I feel like I'm getting justice in that area, feeling like I'm getting that, like redemption because someone understands me. Someone understands like why I'm doing things the way that I'm doing them. Now, again, these examples are just like what was coming to mind first, but the result is still the same though. She still feels that you justify her. Like, you make her feel like she's not crazy to do the things she's doing or wanting the things that she wants. I think you just make her feel more empowered in that way. What is this? So I have the willpower card here. I think I mentioned it before. Right, IJ. So that's why I was saying, because I know that I've mentioned before that she's a traditional girl. Okay, we've made this clear. Like, she's like Bridgerton vibes. I know we've made that joke. It doesn't mean that she doesn't want the things that are traditional. It's just the way that she goes about it, or the order that she's going about it, maybe a little bit different. You get what I mean? Like, she might be, so societal norms 20, 30, 40 years ago were you the love of your life is the priority, and then you guys get married, then you move in together and get a house together, and then you have a kid. It was not like career. And when I say societal norms, I'm talking about like the traditional orthodox way of doing things a long time ago. We still have generations that believe in this way of being. I'm not saying she doesn't have traditional things that she wants. I just mean she's doing things maybe in a different order. And but I will say, IJ, and I don't know why this is coming through, but I think she is worried about children. She's worried about her biological clock, I feel. Um, so I can't remember how old you guys said you. I can't remember if you told me y'all's age or not, but I think she's worried about all that she can achieve before it's time for her to really start trying for a kid. I think she feels very worried about this. Um, let's go. Let's see. What else am I getting? She's also feeling because there's something here about planning and time. And she is the type of person that has like a certain like plan of how she wants things to go, and maybe she feels like she's running out of time. Okay, that makes sense. You just turned 38. Cool. Well, so wait, yeah, your birthday was recent, right? And I missed it. And then you told me like later on. So I'm getting she feels she's running out of time. I think that's kind of where her struggle is because I have the damage and I have the fertility card. And what that's telling me is maybe she feels like she's like, have I missed my shot? Is it too late? Am I going to be able to do this thing? Because I think she wants all the things that everybody typically wants, like your life partner. Some people want kids, some people don't. Some people want kids and feel they can't have kids because of XYZ reason. But, like typically there's a certain way of life that's like, oh, I want to travel, I want to have a career, I want to have kids, I want to get married. Like, you can pick and choose a la carte what ones you want to do. But I think most of the time people have like a specific like timeline in their head of when they want to accomplish these things. So that's what I was saying in terms of like untraditional or unorthodox, is just like doing things in a different order. And I think that is getting to her, those things. But maybe through you, she's going, well, while things didn't go as planned, I still have the willpower to try to see these things through. While time is not on my side, I still have the desire to see these things through. And then I also have just one extra card here that she feels like a piece of herself is missing without you. She is missing you. I think maybe she's wanting to interact with you more or something. So I don't know if why all these themes have come to the forefront for her through this conversation. You said that she's been around your energy. I don't know why these themes are coming through, but maybe these things are just becoming more evident to her through communication with you. Of like, oh wow, I actually really do want this thing. Wow, I really like, I don't know, maybe you're bringing up things that she's questioning about herself. Maybe she sees you as like, a future partner, and she's kind of going, man, like, I don't want to miss my chance. What if like this is the guy that I can have it all with? And so maybe like these themes are coming about possibly because of that. July 12th, right? You're Cancer, I believe. I think that kind of, it didn't surprise me, but I think it did because I would have thought Cancer, like Cancer moon or Cancer rising. But I don't know if I would have picked Cancer sun for you. I think I would have picked air energy. Do you have any like Aquarius in your chart at all, IJ? I definitely get like earth, air, and well, earth and air vibes for sure. Um, but yeah, sometimes I get confused. Like when I pick up Aquarius energy, I'm also picking up Leo energy at the same time for some reason. But yeah, I think that's what surprised me is that you were Cancer. fertility reading. Yeah. She posted something today about trying to figure this life thing out, and I reassured her about that. I don't know if she saw it yet. Aw. And about not getting sucked into arbitrary timeline of expectations. Yep, 100%. That's like right on the money. Cancer, Sun, Virgo, Moon. Okay, so I was definitely picking up Earth energy, so Virgo sounds right. Libra rising. Okay, so you do have air and earth like in your big three, and that's what I was picking up on. The Cancer Sun, I think, just surprised me a little bit, but I think it's just because, like, I believe it because, well, anyway, you can post your second question, but I believe it because you are very, like, down to earth, and I can see you're in touch with, like, your, emotional side and, like, things like that. But I view cancers to be, like, ultra sensitive, and I feel like you have, like, a very level head, I suppose, and I don't really pair cancers with having a level head. So it must be your Virgo moon or something. When I say level head too, I just mean like they can get, I feel like cancers can get like high and low really easily, like really fast. They can go from like one extreme to the other. And I don't know why I never pegged you for like a cancer. But yeah, I'm ready for your second question. After IJ, we are working on his right now. He's almost done with his reading. Then we have M after that. M wins. So M wins. If you're here, you want to check in with me. It looks like another donation came in as well. Let me see. Did someone donate? And I missed it. If you donated through PayPal, let me know. Someone ordered a mini reading. Amy. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I just view cancers as like extremes. They literally can go from like one extreme to the next. Like they can be like high and pumped and optimistic, and then like literally an hour later they could be like low and like just no energy. Like it's just weird to me. Like I feel like the scale of a cancer is just from one end to the other. Just like in a matter of like seconds, it can go from like one end to the other. And I have my brother is a Cancer rising. My other brother is a Cancer. My cousin Brittany, who we just did readings, she's a triple Cancer. One of my sister's good friends is a Cancer. I feel like I like am familiar enough with cancers to know, and I don't know why. I just thought that was so wild, IJ, that you're a Cancer. Amy, funny enough, I can see you being a Cancer moon. I can. I really, really can. But that Libra really helps, balance you out. Hey, Gotham. Okay, so the Gotham, I do have you for two things. Yes. I have you for an in-depth and I have you for a channeled. But there was someone else that donated within the last 5 minutes on PayPal. So maybe they can come into the chat here soon. Oh, it's true. LOL, IJ, it's so true though. I'm so very high and happy. The next moment I'm angry or upset and then back to happy. See, yeah, I don't know. That's how I perceive it. Okay, so IJ. Oh, Emily, thank you so much. I will add you to the list, Emily, if you want me to. Right after Gotham. Now, I want to let you guys know as well that if you can't wait any longer, you can skip the line. It's $5 to do so if you don't want to wait. And if you do want to wait or you don't mind waiting, then just make sure you're here for your reading. I'm not the type of reader that's going to tell you you have to stick around, you have to like be here. But what I will say, if you do think you're going to step away and your turn is coming up, please leave your question with me. Because if you don't, you run the risk of being skipped. And if you don't come back before the live stream is over, you have to wait till I'm live again to get your reading done. So that's the only thing I ask, is that if you leave, you leave your question with me. But otherwise, I'm not going to sit here and make you like spend all your time on here while I'm doing readings for other people. Emily, I added you to the list. Thank you so much. All right. Anything else she or her team feels comfortable saying to me about this? Okay. Spirit, what do you have to say? That's weird. The Justice came out again first thing. Okay, so I'm going to reiterate. I believe I've said this to you before. No, have I said this to you before? Why am I feeling like I'm getting deja vu? Okay, I might have said this to you before, IJ, but I'm just going to say it again in case I haven't. Justice is here. This card is telling me through your connection, not that you guys are karmic partners, but you guys do have karma to balance out in this life. FYI. Okay. I do not think you're karmic partners. I think karmic partners are toxic. I think that they're here to teach us a lesson. I think it's complicated. It's confusing. There's a reason you're drawn to them. And once you learn that lesson, you move on in life. I don't think that's you guys. I don't think you're karmic. But I do think that you're here on this planet together right now to balance out karma in your life. And you kind of like almost like you're using each other as the vehicle to do that thing, to get that done, whether that be to bring this to each other's attention, triggering one another in a good way, in a way that says, hey, wake up, remember me. Remember me, wake up, because I'm here. Interesting, Spirit showing me that you guys, before you met each other, you were like in a coma. That's funny. I'm getting almost like, imagine if she was in like a spiritual coma and she's coming out of it and you're like, hey, wake up, are you here? Like, can you hear me? It's me. Do you remember me? Kind of like a husband would wake up a wife, interestingly enough. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that happened in a past life. Maybe she was in a coma at some point. But I feel like you're just kind of here like, hey, wake up. I'm here for you. Like, remember me. And so that's what I mean by triggering, is just like, it's almost like it's awakening a part in her. And then through that, you guys are able to balance out some karma from a past life. I actually think, IJ, and I don't specialize in this, I might at some point, but I think going to like a numerologist to do a reading on a past life for you guys, I actually can recommend somebody if you're interested. I don't know like what she charges, but she uses numerology to figure out like your connection to each other, your karma in this life, things like that. But yeah, so like that's important. I don't think I'm saying any of this by accident. I think that you guys here are needing to work together to do this. Okay, let me send that to you real quick. I'm sure I can pull her up really, really quickly here. What was her name? Oh, you know what? I might have to do a deeper dive, because now that I think about it, I might follow her on a different account. So I'll send it to you after this. But let's see what else Spirit has to say. What do you feel telling her or telling him now about this connection? Mm-hmm. I thought it would just pop up. All right, so they're saying beloved, which is interesting because I feel like that's a very like old-timey way of like showing your affection for someone, saying like my beloved kind of thing. But saying like you and your beloved are healing, you're being surrounded by light. We have that your dream with this person is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. We also have a secret admirer. So I don't know if like it's so secret, but maybe you guys just haven't had the opportunity to really like tell each other how you really feel about one another. Now, I do have twin flames here, the twin flame card. Again, I do not like go crazy on that twin flame shit, but I feel like, because I feel like no one can tell you, unless you know. But there's only one of them ever in the entire existence of life. Not even just in this life, like in the entire existence of life. So you kind of have to determine for yourself if like this is that person for you. But I do have the twin flame card. It says your passion ignites. They are saying that you're doing well, or like there's an acknowledgement here saying because you have allowed nature to take its course and not rush into this is actually going to be very rewarding for you. We also have soulmate and friendship here. Nurturing the bonds of your friendship within your relationship, and this is going to help improve your love connection. And then the soulmate card here, your soulmate is already with you, so maybe that's saying that she's your soulmate. And then we have sacred union, saying honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Amy, like straight up when I got home, pushed it down on the table and went to bed to lay down a bit. Oh, I missed something. Oh, eat your food, girl. Eat your food. IJ, beloved makes me think of handwritten letters. I actually would write a letter like that, though. That's so cute. So yeah, this is a sacred union. What else can you tell me about this connection, please? So the Queen of Pentacles is here. This is like wife. Let's see. Saying keep the energy to fun and lighthearted, okay? Keep the energy fun and lighthearted. Teasing, flirting, that kind of stuff is going to be really good for her right now. She's got a lot of heaviness going on. The more fun and exciting and lighthearted you can make your conversations as they come in for you, I would say the better, because that's going to give her like a little bit of break from like the stress. They're saying that you are manifesting her right now. I also saw that in, where was it? A soulmate. It says your soulmate is already with you. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So I feel like that's like a confirmation here that you've already found her. This is your soulmate. This is your person. And then, as I said before, that you are manifesting her. Now, we do have memento, so that's kind of reminding me of that thing where I said there might be like some type of token or gift or souvenir or something like that that she might want to extend to you. Or you to her. Absolutely a gift. Yeah, I try to do a mix of flirting with her and make her laugh because she deals with so much stuff. Absolutely. And then I guess this is just maybe some guidance here. Because oh, that's so funny that I said memento, a token, a gift, a souvenir, because I have love language gift giving. I have tokens of reciprocity here. So there's like multiple cards here talking about a gift or something like that. But the advice that I have here is just to remain open hearted, remain open to her. Um, and I think that's like the best thing that you can do is just stay very open minded, open hearted, leave space for her right now, which is obviously what you're doing. But I think maybe that's more like encouragement, I suppose, from spirit saying to just like keep doing what you're doing. Did you have any follow up questions, IJ? Is there anything you need to clarify from me? You told her you want to send her flowers. Oh, wow. Did she respond? Like, how did she respond to that? No, not really. Any follow up questions? I'm overall glad that my conversation helped her. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I think like the best thing that I can say about it is it just puts her in a more positive headspace. Like if I were to say like one sentence about how it affects her, positive headspace. All right, so Emwins is next. I have her down for a in-depth reading. Emwin says advice from spirit about my relationship with Libra. I'm in my head about it. No, I'm in my head about where our relationship is going. Our relationship doesn't feel to me how it did before we made it official. Am I overthinking? This is the same person you read about for me a few months ago. We went on our first date. Wow. Okay. So, I'm definitely familiar with you and recognize you, but I've got to say, I do not remember the reading we did all that time ago. But happy to hear that you guys seem to be like doing okay in terms because you guys are now in a relationship. You're struggling with this. Okay. So let's see. I'm so sorry that you're struggling. Let's take a look here. Advice about this relationship, please. Advice about this relationship with the Libra. Okay, so the first card that I'm getting, is that emotions are a natural part of life, but they're saying that how you're feeling or how you've been feeling, or like where you're saying, am I overthinking? This could distort your perception or cloud your vision of what the relationship is actually like. One of the things I like to tell, anybody that I do readings for is looking kind of like within yourself to figure out what is causing you to feel this way. And I think it's important to know that we feel things in different parts of our body. So, whatever emotions we're feeling are being evoked or evoked. I think it's invoked, but whatever there that is being brought up, we'll feel it in a certain area. So, are you feeling it in your head? Like when you say, I'm struggling with this, I'm like, it doesn't feel the same. Where, if you can name a body part, where are you feeling that? Is it in your chest? Is it in your head? Is it in your stomach? And keeping in mind that you might not know the answer right now, but when it comes up again, maybe you can be more intentional with going, where am I feeling this? Because there's different things that will happen if we feel things in our head, up by our eyes. If it's that means that it's anxiety. If we are feeling it in our chest or our upper back area, shoulders, neck, that's saying that it's a feeling of that's coming from fear. Okay, so whenever we feel something in our stomach, that's why they call it a gut feeling, that is your intuition. So if you feel something in the pit of your stomach, then that's your intuition trying to tell you something. So if you're feeling it in your chest, that's just your fear. That is not your intuition trying to tell you something. That is the fear that you have about this relationship. What is your fear though? Is your fear that this is all that it is, that it's not going to get any better? Is your fear, yes, so the relationship scares you? So that's the thing, like, we have to take into consideration, like, why would a relationship scare us? And then we have to go, okay, well, XYZ. So if your relationship is scaring you, then it might come from something completely outside of the Libra that the Libra had nothing to do with. So, for example, when I entered a relationship, oh, you said we're kind of long distance right now, too. It doesn't make it easier. So, I think what this is that there's this fear because of the unknown, because you don't know what's going to happen. But has the Libra given you anything that would make you question his behavior? Has he done anything that would make you question him? Because, like, if you're feeling fear, if the distance is making it hard because you can't see this person every day, where is that stemming from? Is that your concern of him losing interest in you? Is it because you're worried he's not going to be faithful? Or do you feel, are you feeling bored of the relationship already? And you're like, was this the wrong idea? Should I have done something differently? That's where, like, the questions start to get unearthed here. What I can say from this reading so far is that it does feel like it's more so something that's going on with you. And maybe you're really in tune with, like, energy changes. So the subtlest change in energy that someone's giving to you feels like a sign, or feels like something has changed for them. No, but I also feel like he's not as reassuring as he was in the beginning. But I also know he has a lot on his plate. So I think that's where, like, logic and fear have to come into play. And I think it's worth having a conversation as well. If it's something that continues, you can be like, hey, I know you have a lot going on right now. So if you tell me that it's just because you've been busy, I will accept that and I will, like, believe you. But something that I have noticed feels like you're not as reassuring as you used to be. I don't know if that's just because you're busy or if something else is going on, but I really liked that. I really liked that you were reassuring with me in the beginning of our relationship. That was something that felt good to me. And so if, you just for no reason have stopped doing that, that would be something I would love to see more of. You can always let them know. You can always let him know. But I think when we can rationalize why someone isn't doing something and we can add logic to it, I think that's helpful because it helps us to understand, okay, maybe we're not reading too much into this. So long as it's not you making excuses for him either. So it's a new relationship. You guys are just figuring each other out. He is long distance. He is also busy. And my question for you too is he busier now than he was before? you guys started dating, because maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe his schedule has changed, or things have changed for him, or he has more on his plate. I do think long distance makes things hard though. And I think you have to sit with yourself and really, like, I guess, discern for yourself, is this a relationship that I want to have? Do we have like a future to not be long distance anymore, or is this just indefinite? Because that source of the unknown could be bringing about that fear that you have as well. Is it's like, if this is how it's starting off, then like what can I expect from it moving forward? um you said he has more on his plate work wise. He's working on moving up to where I live. So it doesn't, from an outside perspective, obviously you're the one in the relationship. It does not seem that the Libra is really doing anything that to make you question him, to make you question his motives. He's saying, I want to be with you. We're established. We're in a relationship. I'm working to be closer to you at some point, and I am busier than I was before. So, what is the Libra demonstrating to you outside of that that is making you question this relationship? Because if you can't think of anything outside of that, then I think it's mostly just something internal that you're going to have to work through. And you may be overanalyzing, you may be overthinking. Now, the second that you start to feel something, if you do with the Libra or another friendship or another situation, remember, if you feel it in your gut, if you feel it in your stomach, like, you know, that flipping thing that stomachs do sometimes, that is your intuition trying to talk to you. But I think if you're feeling it in your chest, it's feeling heavy, there's uncertainty, there's fear of the unknown. I think that a lot of that just has to do with like not a lot of confidence in the relationship right now. But that will change as you guys start to learn each other and get more comfortable, and as that trust starts to build. I will say, the person that I was dating, just to give you an example, I dated someone who lived an hour away from me. That's not super long distance, but he was an hour away, and we had kind of different schedules, and we really just kind of had to make time for each other, like in between our jobs and our other responsibilities. And we only saw each other like once a week. And I'm sure you might be seeing, like him even less potentially. But it was like 3 or 4 times a month for like the first 2 years of our relationship. And so our timeline was a lot slower too, because we weren't seeing each other as often as couples typically see one another. This person I'm talking about is my husband now. So I will tell you, like, it wasn't like quote unquote long distance, because it wasn't like a different state or like, hours and hours and hours away, but it did feel like much longer distance because of the infrequency that we saw each other. And we just really had to try our best through other modalities like our phones, FaceTime, texting, whatever, to try to make sure that the other person felt like we were really still invested in this. So thank you. You're teaching me things I didn't know. Oh, you're so welcome, Em. That sounds similar to us. We live an hour away from each other. So that is going to, like it's not easy, I will say. And like I came into that relationship, like this relationship, very damaged, I will say, from just like other relationships and like childhood stuff. And so like pairing that with the long distance was difficult, because I felt the constant need of like, you need to reassure me, you need to make me feel like I can trust you. And he's like, bro, like I haven't done a single thing wrong here. Like I have never given you a reason to doubt me. I have never given you a reason to lose faith in me, lose trust in me. I've been loyal to you. I've been faithful to you. And that's when I had to start to look within myself and go, oh shit, he's right. Like he's never done anything. Because he keeps all his promises. Every time he says he's going to do something, he does it. He goes out of his way to show me like that, he cares for me. And like, I just have to trust that. And that was a learning point for me that I had to work through. You both have kids from previous relationships, not in a place where you're ready for the kids to meet. So you see each other every other weekend. Yeah, so I mean, that's even less frequently than what I feel I was seeing my person. And obviously, every relationship is different. But I think just see this through is what I would say. If as long as you still really like this person, are attracted to this person, are not bored, this person's still stimulating you, and you feel like you're excited to see where things go, I think it's worth maybe just some like inner work. And that's what I feel. I don't think the Libra is here. I feel like maybe if anything, he's trying harder to try to like make this work with you because you guys are already starting off in a deficit because you are at a distance from each other. And so this had to be a relationship that the Libra really wanted to be in because who is going to choose to be in a relationship with someone that far away? You know what I mean? So clearly he wants to be with you because I think that if he didn't, he wouldn't be because that already is like making things more complicated. Amy, thank you for checking in. Okay, let me past, present, future. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Oh my god. Achoo! Okay. Past, present, future. And this is for love. Oh, you're so welcome, Em. Past, present, future. Love for M. So when I sneeze, I always tell people you might hear from your person soon. It's usually what happens. Um, so I'm sure you guys talk very frequently. Obviously, you're in a relationship with each other, but just know there might be some messages coming your way from him. All right, I really like this spread, Em, I will say. So, in the past, we have the Seven of Pentacles. In the present, we have the Six of Swords. And then in the future, we have the Six of Cups. In the past, there may have been some questioning on where to invest your time, on who to show um, your loyalty to, your love to, your appreciation to. It may have been really hard for you to kind of like get going, it seems. Oh, that's funny, got him. um, you may have been like what's it called, like a slow boil. Like you may have been someone who um it could be like after a certain point or maybe all along, you kind of had to really like take your time with who you are going to invest your time with. And it could just be that was like your own self-protection mechanism, the way that you coped with these things because you just wanted to be very careful. But I feel like you've always been the type of person that is like, I want a relationship. Like it doesn't matter if it, I would love for it to happen sooner than later, but if it doesn't, it's okay. I just really want to be in a relationship. Like I want to have that commitment. I want to have that partner. And I want to have that person where like things start off great and it just continues to get better and better and better. And I kind of feel like with that being your past, it indicates to me that you've always had a really good goodwill. You've had like great intentions. Let's see. You've had the ability and desire to nurture a connection and persevere. Even through hard times, you are willing to be patient for it. I feel like you're just very well suited for a love relationship, like a commitment, like a true commitment. Um, Maybe you've been the type of person that like wanted to maybe you wanted to always get married. That's not always the case with this card in this position, but it may be that way for you. But it's essentially like just being very thoughtful of where you're investing your time and who you're investing your time into. In the present, I have good news for you. I want to let you know you're healing, you're progressing. The hard part is over. I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know. The hard part is over. Six of Swords indicates that we're moving into easier times. This makes me emotional. Deep down, I desire family, but I still have a part of me that I need to heal, that I'm deserving of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry it makes you emotional. I don't want to make you emotional. But Spirit is here saying the hard part is over. And like I said, I think that's something that you've been needing to hear. I think you need to know deep down that you've been through maybe a lot. And things are going to get easier from here on out. A cry ass baby. Oh no. Well, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with emotions, you know? Like, if something does make you cry, it just means that there's something that feels painful, beautifully painful, and it's something that you need to relieve by crying. So let it out, sister. But they're saying in the present form that you are transitioning from maybe one journey to another, one chapter to another. You're basically moving forward. So how I view this is like you're stepping through the threshold. Like you're stepping through the door right now into the next phase of your life. And it's important that you understand this is the calm after the storm. You can feel relief, you can feel stability. You are moving forward into an easier time for you. And then the future, we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is saying that you're going to find comfort in a relationship that brings you a sense of peace. It makes you feel like they're familiar, that they bring you a sense of comfort. I also feel like with the Six of Cups, this shows like your future is filled with goodwill and happiness and support and generosity. I also have Six of Cups here, which talks about family and children. So as you say, you've always wanted a family. Maybe this is what this is indicating here, because I have the King of Pentacles, and it's like you've always had your family. You've always had it in mind. You were just looking for your partner to make that happen for you. And so I feel like the future is saying like you can return to your roots. You can, AKA, you can return to your original desire that you've wanted for yourself all along, because that's going to happen for you. Let's see. What else? What else? Anything else in her future? We also have the Ace of Cups here, so you might have more children, FYI, if that's something that's in your path, your desire, or something that you can do, because the Ace of Cups talks about conception, fertility, pregnancy, that kind of thing. So that might be there for you. It is not too late to donate a channeled reading. I can do that for you, but this will have to be the last thing I do for you during this turn. And then if you wanted something else, I'd have to put you back into rotation, because I do up to 3 readings per turn. I'm so happy to hear you liked your reading. You sent it on Cash App? Okay, let me pull that up here. Okay, and I'm going to guess, and you can confirm for me, that you would like a channeled message from your Libra, right? You said that you've been feeling anxious all day and you're helping me. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Look, that's what I'm here for. All right, friends. So we are working on Emwyn's last donation that I currently have for her right now. And after that, we will be moving on to Amy. After Amy, we have Gotham and then Emily. All right, perfect. So when it comes to channel readings, if you haven't gotten one before or anybody that's waiting, it is going to be quiet in the chat. It takes me anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to complete a channeling. And then what I can do is either email it to you or I can send it to you in a message on Instagram if you want a copy. If you don't want a copy, that's fine. I'm going to read it to you either way. So, Emlins, if I've ever done this for you before, emailed you before, let me know. But if not, and you want a copy, I can do that as well. Oh, thank you, Gotham. That's nice of you to say. Thank you. It does seem to be a crowd favorite, I will say. Okay. Yes. So I am Luna Affinity at yahoo.com. I just put it in the chat as well. And what I can do is email it to you. Now, just a little disclaimer, my handwriting when I'm channeling is kind of, it's not my best. I think it's still legible. But if there's anything that you can't make out or you're like, oh, what's that word? Just let me know. Just email me. But hopefully you'll be able to read it and it will be fine. Okay, perfect. Let me pull that up real quick. I see it. You're very welcome. Okay, so far, I don't think you have a single thing to worry about with him. He's kind of coming through like kind of cheeky, like kind of flirty, which is interesting. I don't know if like that's the word you would use to describe him, but I feel like he's very witty and kind of funny. And so I don't know if this is just his energy towards you and how he thinks of you, but I don't really think you have anything to worry about with him so far. All right, you should have your channeled message now. Hopefully you can read everything I wrote. Let me know if there's anything you need help with clarifying on that. But I hope you enjoy your reading. So next up I have Gotham. No, not Gotham. I'm so sorry. I have, wait, Amy. Amy. I'm sorry, friend. I have Amy and then Gotham and then Emily. Donations are still open if anybody is interested, but I probably will be closing it down soon-ish. All right. Okay, so you're taken care of. Thank you again. Amy. Let me put away my iPad real quick. Oh my God. Oh. Update, how have kids been feeling and thinking towards you recently? Age group, you watch K to third. They've been stubborn, acting up, and a few of your fourth and fifth graders too. Oh dear. Yes, I know. I know what you meant. Your kids at work. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Dang. How are they viewing her? Ooh, okay. So I think that there are some kids here that are like, because I have the father archetype and it's in reverse. So that talks about dictator control and like abuse of authority. So I think there are some kids, maybe preferably your older kids, that are having like a rebellion against you in particular because you are a person of authority. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep doing what you're doing. It just means that they're having a response to that. So they feel as though maybe you're coming down too hard, but you feel like that's what you need to do because things are getting out of control. So I guess it's like the older kids of the group is what it feels like. However those kids would be. It might be the fourth and fifth graders. I'm thinking more just like the older of the younger group. But I feel like here with the father figure in reverse is just kind of like a frustration of like, you're not my mom, you're not my dad, like that kind of thing. Because the father in reverse is saying like you're just trying too hard to like give authority. Now, obviously, that's your job. That's what you're there to do. That's what you have to do. Sometimes you're not here to make friends. You're here to like make sure that they're safe and make sure that they're well behaved and teach them some things along the process. So you're essentially just enacting what it is you're hired to do. You're just doing your job, but kids are going to be kids. They're going to view authority sometimes as like a need to rebel, a need to like complain, get frustrated, get mad at someone. Kids need and they thrive on like consistency, but and they like will push your buttons because they want to know if you love them and care about them and like have enough care to actually reprimand them. But at the same time, while they're being shown that you love and care about them, they're also getting pissed. So it's like almost like their inner self, their very very young self is like pay attention to me, reprimand me, make me feel safe, make me feel like you care. But then their like outer ego is going, don't tell me what to do. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Like I question you and I question your authority. So it's very confusing. But they're craving that structure deep down. It's just kind of hard because their outward expression and their attitude towards that is like insane and rebellion. So yeah, I end up having to be a little hard, but I try my best to talk to them. It just makes me sad because, of course, I try to talk to them still after because I've calmed down many of my kids from a tantrum to breathing and sitting a bit more calmly. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, you don't want to sit there and go around and, like, yell at them. Obviously, no one wants to do that. But it doesn't mean that they've lost any kind of, like, respect for you, I will say. Like, I think that there's some of them that are kind of like, this is not what I want. But I have the Messiah here. This talks about like the fact that they know you're here to serve them, because it talks about like serving humanity and humility. So it's like there is a part of you that's being of service to them. They know that that's what you're here to do. I do think that you're the favorite to certain ones. They're saying that you're like a role model. So there are certain kids of yours that look up to you because I have mediator and mentor. So mentor is here saying that you're passing on wisdom, refining their character, that you're the mentor of the student. You're like, you know, the person that's here to say, hey, do what I do what I say. I'm here to try to make sure that you guys turn out okay. And, you're like a role model for them. And then I also have mediator because they're saying that while you may be here being an authority figure, which makes me uncomfortable to certain kids, because they have this rebellious nature within them. The mediator is here saying that to some of your kids, probably the majority of them, you are negotiating fairness and using that mediator strategy to your benefit to help your personal relationships with them, and then also just generally your professional life, that you're having to be this mediator in this in this school, that you are trying to offer an understanding of both sides to the situation. If two kids aren't getting along, they don't look at you as someone who's taking a side. And I think that's really important as well, because kids don't want to feel like there's favorites or that you're playing favorites. And I can say that they don't feel that way. They feel like you're able to see both sides of the situation, and you come in and more so like try to mediate, try to neutralize the situation rather than like make it worse or make a child feel like there's favoritism. I've had my coworker tell me that when I leave my shift, all of a sudden a lot of my kids act up. She said that when I'm here, I provide a calm presence. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's where the role model, mentor, uh, mediator type of energy comes in that I was pulling for your connection. Let's see. Yeah, you come across very feminine. which is interesting. That could be also why the father is in reverse, because it could indicate that while they look at you as an authority figure and sometimes try to challenge that, you are the shadow side of a father, like in a sense. You are the opposite of a father. You are more like the feminine, maternal type of person in their life at the school. We also have child magical here. So you try to help inspire the children's to see their potential. The children's. You try to help and inspire the children to see their potential, see the beauty in all things, believe that anything is possible. So I almost view this as like you empower them a little bit. You make them feel important. You make them feel seen, feel heard, and you also inspire them to be excited about life. So you might make a really big deal about a rainbow, whereas like some people go, oh, rainbow, cool, moving on. Like you're just like, guys, the rainbow, what do you see? Or like, what kind of cloud is in the sky? Or, oh my God, do you guys see that animal XYZ? That's so cool. What do you guys know about this animal? What can you tell me? Like, it's just like there's a vibe about you that's like letting them see like the excitement, the beauty, the wonder, being open to hearing their perspective of things. And then having them feel empowered that they can live up to the potential that they have inside them. So overall, that's what I'm getting for you, Amy. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay, good. I didn't miss anything that you said. So hopefully that answers some questions about you. That's kind of like a check-in on what's going on there. But if you have your second, because I think you did a BOGO, right? Yeah, you got a BOGO. Okay. Amy, give me 2 seconds. Sorry. All right. So you said when Eli was Earthside, how did he feel and think when he noticed how we had many similar interests and hit it off the bat? So you said, hopefully, what I'm asking makes sense. Was he surprised in how we just clicked essentially and like shared so many things despite in a different way? Okay, I do understand what you're asking. Let's take a look. I'm trying to figure out. Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Sometimes it's hard because sometimes I'm like, what deck do I do? What deck do I do? But I figured it out. I know what I'm gonna do. Let's see. How did he feel in class when he noticed how they had so many similar interests and hit it off the bat? Oh, Amy, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna grab I have like a handwritten, I haven't used this deck in so long. Holy shit, I forgot I had it. Hold on. One sec. I actually made a channel message deck. Like, I bought a blank deck and I wrote messages on them. Like, completely forgot this thing even existed until just now. Like, I swear to God, I haven't thought about this deck in probably a year. How did he feel and think when he noticed they had so many similar interests and hit it off the bat? Yeah, I think it's got like over 100 messages or something in it, and I like completely forgot I did this. And I don't think I've ever used this deck on you, so that's kind of cool because it's going to bring some insight. Okay, so he was looking at this as a deeply spiritual connection, I feel. He's saying that this was a good change. This was a good, I don't know, like he felt like it was very successful. Like he felt kind of like, you know, when you feel success because you like done something, you completed something, you found something that you were looking for, you feel successful because you feel like you've achieved this thing. And I feel like with you, he's saying this was a great change. This felt like and by change I mean breath of fresh air, like so refreshing. Because he was saying like this isn't really something that happens all the time. This isn't, you can't just like click and hit it off the bat with someone so quickly like that. So I think he was saying this was like a nice change of pace. This was so refreshing. And then he's saying, I felt successful. He is referring to your connection as deeply spiritual, or like there's definitely something very profound here that happened essentially right off the bat. I do have the relationships card here saying that he felt that you were here to serve his higher good. I think there were parts of you, because I have the word surrender, that made him feel like he was going to do things that's unlike him. Like I think that you inspired him in ways that he was like, she's got me doing things that I don't normally do. Like she's got me thinking about her, or she's got me like, wanting to see her. And like, this is just, you had him acting different when you guys first met, and him doing things that's just like kind of out of character. I think because he just really liked you. So that's how he was feeling. And he's saying that this was really cool. Like I just hear him saying like this is like a 1 in a million. This is not something that happens very often. This is rare. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. He's saying similar interest in hitting it off the bat was like unexpected and rare. He's saying let's see. He felt that actually like being around you was like so exciting, like almost like intoxicating. He was like an adrenaline junkie, and we know this, but he's kind of looking at you like someone who was like making him really excited. Like you essentially made him get that adrenaline rush that he was like looking to have. He felt like because you guys hit it off so quickly that you just understood him in a way that like I guess he can't really explain, and he said that, or he's saying that it propelled him to want to get to know you even more. Let's see. How did he feel? Hey, Day, welcome in, friend. I'll add you to the list. How did he feel knowing that they had so many similar interests and hit it off the bat? I think your interests are niche, Amy. Why am I hearing niche? Like, I feel like your similar interests were just like unheard of. I think that might be why I'm getting like refreshing or rare, is because it's like I think the things you were interested in is not common. It's not something that everybody is interested in. There was like certain things he's just like, wait, that? You? Me? Like, how do you even know about that, or how have you heard about that, or I don't know, there's just something here that just like kind of caught him by surprise, because he was like, that's so crazy because I don't really know anybody who knows about this thing or whatever. So there was just something here that felt like very uncommon, I would say. Let's see, how did he feel about this? Yeah, it's not like mainstream, it seems. Something was just very like niche, like very, very specific. That was confusing for him, that like you guys had that common interest. How did he feel about the fact that they hit it off the bat so well? Let's see. Anything else? I'm like trying to pull more information. I feel like that was like kind of flowing. Tell me about this. What did you think when you guys had such similar interests? Oh, he's saying that while it was like magnetizing, like it was pulling him in and drawing him into you, he's saying it also scared him a little bit. It's like it was like exciting him and scaring him at the same time. He kind of seems like oh my god, he's so funny. Like I feel like he looked at you and was like, you're gonna like, what was it that I said earlier? You're going to help serve my higher good. But I think that the feelings that he felt for you felt a little bit toxic. And when I say toxic, I mean like intoxicating. Like you gave him dopamine, you gave him an adrenaline rush. He was like really excited to see you and talk to you, and he liked that high. He liked that feeling. Let's see. I think that it had him thinking about you like a lot, especially in the beginning. Like I feel like you just really kind of got to him fast, like a head rush. I'm hearing head rush. Yeah, so there was just something about you that just like gave him such a high. So, it's easy to say you were probably like a drug to him for a little while. But I think that he felt like it was special. I feel like he felt like it was rare, like not a common thing, like the way that you guys just kind of connected really instantly. I think it just kind of took him by surprise. It made him excited. He felt like it was refreshing. He felt like he kind of found something that's not easy to find. So yeah, that's what I've got, Amy. You have very specific interests. Hero's thinking and afraid he didn't like how I'd send him my moment-to-moment snaps of the day. So I would show and text to Eli while my day what I do. Yeah, I think it was more like he was compelled to like see you. I think that was his thing. Like he got excited to spend time with you because he was like, what's gonna happen? You know, are we gonna go out and do something? Are we gonna spend alone time together? Like I think seeing you was very exciting for him. Getting, I think, scandalous texts, you know what I mean? Not suitable for work, right? Like those kind of texts, I think he loved those. He loved the spontaneous, like, are we going to see each other? Am I going to go pick her up? Yeah, I don't know. He liked it. But yeah, you're very welcome. Okay, got him. You are up next. Got him. If you're here, let me know. I know you've been waiting for a while. Okay, so Day Oceane, I'm adding you to the list right now. Amy, I really appreciate it. Like that he did enjoy spending alone time with me. Yes, absolutely. You're very welcome. All right, so that is my current list right now. If anybody wants to skip, they can, but it's not going to really move you up too much. So maybe just sit tight. But if you can't hang around, leave your question with me and I will get to it and you can come back to it, at any point. Unless you just want to hang out in here, that's fine too. So, Gautam, I have you down for an in-depth reading, an in-depth love spread. So all I need from you is just like reminder of who your person is. Is it if you want to give me initial, sun sign, you can even say like my girlfriend or I don't know. You can give me like any kind of information that I can connect this person to you with. That would be good. And then let me get shuffling for you as well. Name works. Yeah, name is fine. Or initials if you don't want to do a full name. Okay, got it. Danielle. Okay. So, hmm. Okay. Okay, so I feel like she's maybe more like the hesitant one. I'm just kind of getting like this like more withdrawn nature, and it's like she keeps showing you like little by little like the interest that she has, but clearly there's maybe she's just maybe more reserved, maybe more reserved nature, more cautious, more hesitant. I'm not sure what this is, but she's kind of like I want you to know it. I think of you, but like I don't know. There's this like holding back. But let's see. I still have to pull a couple more cards. Give me 1 second. So I feel like she feels that you guys are a good match for each other. I have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So what I'm getting is that she feels like you guys are very compatible, well suited. Uh, I have here, will a relationship be successful? And I have the Sun. So I think that you both are looking, it's looking like a bright future for the two of you. I think what's important for her, and what her intentions are, is that she really wants to get to know you first. That could be the reason why she holds back or she's more cautious. And even if you guys have known each other for a long time, she could be feeling like, I want to make sure that that bond is there. I want to make sure that that is solidified, that foundation is solidified. You're the first person and last person she texts. Oh, that's so sweet. So it's like I definitely feel her effort towards this connection for sure. And I feel like because I asked like how does she feel about you? And I'm getting like she's saying I don't want to run anymore. She's saying I don't want to run anymore. I like want to hold space for this connection. That's my intention is I want to hold space for this. Now I do feel with that she's saying I do need some more time. I'm not quite ready to make a decision just yet, but I'm holding space for this connection, meaning that I don't think she's exploring any other interest at this time. In terms of what you want, I have that you want to just be straight up with her. Like I think you want like a no holds barred, like let's lay it all out on the table. Let's just tell each other like what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what our intentions are. I think really you just kind of like are excited to get to that point where you're both just like laying it all out on the line. And I think that's kind of what you want. You're like, um, reveal to me, what you're thinking, feeling, wanting, desiring, and let me do the same. It's just like, I think you like the transparency aspect of this. And that's why your intention is like that. So then I have, what does she want? Let's see. What does she want? What does she want? She's saying she wants or needs more gentle influence or persuasion or encouragement. I think she still has some more that she wants to see when it comes to you. And I think really it's just a matter of time. But she's saying I just want to see a little more. I just want to kind of feel it out a little bit more. And I think that's just because she comes from a place of feeling like, I don't know, I have the broken / shattered energy here. So it kind of like indicates to me that maybe taking things slow for her is just for the best due to whatever reasons she's coming into this relationship with. Um, let's see. What brings you together? Seeing each other's worth. You have such a strength in seeing the worth in one another. She sees it in you. You see it in her. You're like, you are value. You are a value. You are extraordinary. You are worthy. And you are deserving. And she has the utmost like respect and holds you in high esteem as well. And that's such a strength for the two of you. And I'm asking that as well because as far as like a weakness, I don't really feel like there's like a huge weakness, but I am going to dig into this a little bit more. But going off of the strength even further, I feel it's like you guys see that each other is perfect, like perfectly imperfect. It's like a quirk or something that might annoy someone else doesn't annoy you and her. Like, like a flaw might be a green flag to you. Like, I just don't think you really see them for who they are and accept them for who they are. And I think that's like another strength. So, weaknesses. So I have the damage card. We're both hurting. So what that tells me in terms of like the connection itself, like what could be a weakness, is that whatever you guys have not healed from could potentially, probably not, but could affect this current relationship, that you might bring in baggage, you know what I mean, into this connection that could be perceived as a weakness here. You see, you tell her all the time, you know, they're no perfect people, but to you, she is. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You build her up daily, give her affirmations, and she does that to you too. Oh, that makes me so happy. I love that for you guys. Really quickly, I want to go back to will the relationship be successful? And I have a yes. The sun, this just talks about how you guys have like a very bright future together. So I wanted to make sure that I reiterated that. Energy around the relationship is a lot of love of self, love of each other, and really giving each other that space to be authentic in who you are. Let's see. So there's just a lot of open-hearted, I would say like unconditional or close to unconditional love that you guys have for each other. And then what's hidden, we have ego. Ego is saying I tend to let my pride get in the way of our connection sometimes. So tell me a little more about that. What's going on with her ego? What's hidden? What's going on with her ego? Okay, so there's a part of either you or her or both of you that, maybe her, we have the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups. So saying that there's some type of mindset that she has to abandon in order to let herself experience this connection with you fully. So she needs to be willing to maybe step out of her comfort zone. Your ego usually protects you from doing something that you would otherwise maybe be willing to do out of self-preservation. So it could be that. But basically, her ego is kind of trying to protect her from something here. And Spirit is saying that really the only thing holding her back at this time from moving and taking the next step with you or taking things to the next level is her ego. And she's got to work on that. And that would require her like letting go of what she feels is blocking this connection, whether it be fear, stepping out of her comfort zone, not knowing, not having certainty, and feeling out of control can sometimes be a fear for someone. But essentially, the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups indicate that when she can kind of like separate herself from that ego a little bit, then things can move a little bit easier for you and your connection. You said, that is why we decided to slow it down, because I'm not ready. I need to heal, and so does she. She has actually taught me so much, and I learned a lot from her. Because of her, it made me want to heal myself and actually put in the work. That's so beautiful. That is spot on. Her ego gets in the way a lot. She is used to doing it all alone and being the masculine in a way she doesn't like. Help makes sense. Definitely fear and stepping out of her comfort zone. So yeah, that's what I've got for you for that one. And I take it that your channeling that I'm about to do for you is also for Danielle as well. Is that correct? Perfect. Okay. All right. So as you know, with channelings, it's gonna be quiet in here for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then would you like me to send it to your email like I did last time? She's what you've been looking for your whole life and feel like you knew each other in past lives. That's so beautiful. After I do this channeling for Gotham, then I'll have Emily next. Emily, if you're here, if you want to just check in with me. Email it. Okay, you got it. Absolutely working on that now for you. You're very welcome. Do you want me to read your letter out loud or just send it? Hey, Emily, thank you for checking in. I have you down for a mini reading and you're going to be next. So either get your question prepped and on deck, or if you want to go ahead and post it, you can do that too. It's up to you. Sounds good. I'll do that, got him. All right, so the audio is going to be quiet for about 5 to 10 minutes. You might like hear me breathing or something in the background, but I am monitoring the chat. The donation list is still open for a little while, but not much longer because I do have to get going here in a minute. Absolutely, Emily, I will do that for you. Hey, Tatiana, how are you, friend? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it, Tatiana. I'm doing good. I am in the middle of doing a channeling, so I wasn't looking at the screen. Sorry. It took me so long to respond to you. Doing well. We're just, chugging along, getting through this donation list tonight. All right. So, Gotham, I have your message. I will say now, everyone knows, like, whenever I do these, it's pretty standard. Like, I know when I'm writing, like, kind of when the message comes to a natural end, and typically, you've got like 10 sentences or something like that. But there's a lot of times where I feel like the message wants to keep going, and I'm not going to stop it. You know what I mean? You're going to get your money's worth. So, tonight is one of those nights, got him, where I feel like I got a lot more from her than I usually do. So, I'm just letting you know sometimes the messages will be like how it was last time, sometimes they'll be how it is tonight. I'm not going to get in the way of your message if there's more to be said. So just letting you know, sometimes it's going to look shorter or longer depending on what she's feeling like. Sometimes your people are a lot more open, sometimes they're not. But I dig because I want to get that good stuff. All right, so I'm about to email it to you. Just got to find your email real quick. All right, that is on its way to you. And I will let you know when it's out of my outbox here. So here is your message. She says, I know we have a lot to learn and a lot of living to do, but I have to say, I am so excited to see it all unfold with you by my side. There is so much I like about you. First of all, your patience and your thirst for wisdom and truth, your never ending passion to inner work. I love how caring you are with me and how you let me go at my own pace. I am confident that once we heal, then we can align, and I eagerly look forward to that day. Thank you for the compassion you've shown me. It makes you even more attractive. Your dedication is unmatched. And I will say also, Gotham, which I didn't put in the message because I didn't want to like blur the lines because I feel like this was important for you to hear from her. But I will say she's like hella attracted to you. Like the messages that were coming in felt kind of scandalous. Like I don't know, where you guys are at in that point of your relationship, but I will say like if you ever doubt like if she's attracted to you and like wants to jump your bones, like I'm definitely getting that energy here. Almost like she like has to like go, wait a second, hold back, like calm down. So that was there. Obviously I didn't want it to interfere with your message. But I just feel like you need to know you do something to her and she's like really, really attracted to you. Okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so it's still there. All right. Cuz I get like I can't explain what you do to me, but I like it and I want you and like I can't help myself when it comes to you and like so I feel like she's really trying hard to hold back and I don't know, maybe that's partly what her reserved energy was that I was picking up in your reading because maybe she's just like if I like just follow my impulses and my urges, then we're just going to end up right back where we started, so that could be why I was picking up on that. But I couldn't let it go without telling you that she's very much into you physically. Um, but yeah, I didn't want the message to get clouded, so I tried to keep it separate. But you needed to know before I let you go that I was picking up on that. So let me know if you have any questions or follow up for me, Gotham. You should have the email now. And for everyone else that I email and send your readings to, if you never get it, please let me know because I will resend it to you if you don't get them. So starting off with friends with benefits does make a lot of sense now that I know that. And you're very welcome. You said she does hold back a lot. You agreed you need to slow down and be friends first. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So that makes sense. That makes sense. And I feel like that's also really cool of you too to recognize that you wanted something more with her and you were like, if we keep going down this path, we won't be able to get there. So really, really cool. And I think also it's really hard, like once that door has been cracked, it's like kind of hard to go back to just, it's hard to like revert back to what it was like before. So props to you guys for sure. It was really like all of a sudden. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, thank you for your donations and support tonight. Also, your patience, because I know that you were waiting for a long time. So, Emily, you wanted to do a future love spread. Or, sorry, what am I talking about? A past, present, future spread. Got him. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Emily, do you want me to just do a general reading for you, past, present, future? Or did you want to know a past, present, future spread based on you and another person specifically? I almost stopped talking to her because it was super hard being that and then going to friends. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I was like, that's really cool that you did that because I know that can't be easy. But you're so welcome. Thank you for stopping in again. I appreciate you. General. Past, present, future love general for Emily. And after Emily, we have Day Oceanae. And I think that might be it for the night, guys. Yeah, I think I gotta close my list. I got some things to do, and it's getting late. We're gonna go ahead and close the list. If anybody that's currently on the donation list wants to add on to the reading, I'll honor that. But outside of this, that'll be it for the night. General for Emily, please. General for Emily. Past, present, future, love. Past, present, future, love. Oh, girl. I'm hearing the word dumpster fire. Like I'm almost wondering if like your love life just really hasn't been all that. I don't know why I'm hearing dumpster fire, but let's see. Past, present, future. You are gonna be humbled. Oh, no. Well, the great thing about this is like my phrase, it's like my saying that tarot readings are like essentially like report cards or like interim reports where you have the ability through your free will to influence an outcome and change the trajectory of whatever it is that I'm saying. So if there's something you don't like to hear, that's okay. You're just checking in to see what the energy is, and then you can make changes and it can change as well. But give me 1 second because I want to get a little more clarity here. So I'm calling on a different deck. All right, I need to know where you're struggling because I'm feeling where she's struggling. So in the past, I have 8 of Cups clarified by Strength, present 7 of Cups clarified by 9 of Swords, future Tower clarified by 5 of Pentacles. So where is her block, please? Where is her block? Where is her block? Okay, so I have a question for you before I get started because I have the Fool here, which talks about your block being in a place that you need a new start, you need a new beginning. Do you have people in your past that you feel like you have a hard time like walking away from or letting go of or healing from? And what I mean by this is there any like romantic interest that you feel like you haven't gotten closure on? Like, is there someone who you might still be like holding out hope for, or struggling to move on from and heal from that? Like, that's why I'm asking, is because the fool is like where your block is, and they're saying you need to be able to move on into like something new with a brand new start, a brand new beginning, and like no baggage at all. And your block is here stopping you from being able to move into that like new phase. So I don't know if this isn't resonating for you. It could just be because subconsciously you might not be ready for something new yet, and that's okay if that's the case. But if something here feels like there's like you need to have something new, but there's a stop, like a block, like a stagnant energy here where that newness isn't happening. It seems as though your future is very much up in the air right now, very undecided. If I were to guess, I would say it's going to be very hard for you in this energy to have a relationship that's stable in the future. I see you're coming from something that maybe like had a hold on you. So the strength card kind of shows that you had to walk away from something, like a relationship or a person that kind of had you in a chokehold, where like they kind of had like a spell over you or something, like, because the strength card talks about like an influence that you can have over someone that you needed to walk away from, maybe even walking away from them and you didn't want to walk away from them but you felt like you needed to, or that this person put you in a position to need to walk away. You said yes, my ex, I feel like I didn't get closer and I've had a hard time walking away. We went through so much together. Okay. So this person had like a huge effect on you, and that is your past. That, and it almost feels like, would you agree that it felt like you were kind of forced into walking away? Like you didn't feel like you really had a choice because of something that has happened. So, um, like it wasn't what you wanted to do. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like walking away felt kind of regretful in a sense. And I see you here in the present still trying to deal with that. We have the swords, 9 of swords, we have the 7 of cups. This talks about the thought of you like thinking about dating again is difficult for you. You can't imagine. It's almost like you can't even picture what that would look like. Like you're like, who would this person be? What would they look like? What would they make me feel? Because all you have is the experience that you have up until this point. And sometimes it's hard because we try to compare people. We try to compare like people who don't exist yet to the people that we've already been with and think, oh, well, they'll never measure up to that feeling that I had. Like, I'll never find someone that will make me feel that way. And so it's like sometimes hard for us to imagine or hard for us to fathom that. And I see like there's a lot of maybe anxiety that goes along with dating again. 7 of cups and 9 of swords is like that, like overthinking, over analyzing type of energy, and having a hard time trying to like visualize what this will look like. So I think that could be why your future is looking kind of like you're you don't have enough stability here to build a relationship off of. So I think what we really need to work on is right now trying to find a way to give yourself closure on that relationship. I don't know where you're at mentally. If the door is fully closed on that ex and you're like, never again, then maybe that's the time you need to take for yourself and heal from that. If the door is still open, which I kind of feel like it is, I don't know why, but I kind of feel like you might be holding out for this person. Um, Maybe wanting them to change or wanting to be different. Your future is looking kind of open ended and uncertain right now because you're not ready to step into a new beginning. And so, the advice here that I have for you is the 4 of swords. we also have the Eight of Pentacles. What that means for me to tell you is that maybe you just need some more time to be on your own, to really reflect on this, because the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords talks about like deep heartache. Like this might have been a very painful breakup for you, and it might have felt like war. It might have felt like a battle. It might have felt like you've tried really hard and gave it your all, or gave it your best, and just never really felt like you were getting anywhere. And regardless of how it all, fell down, like, or not fell down, but like how it all like ended up, regardless of how that happened, in the end, it still feels like a very impactful, hard thing that you went through. And Three of Swords literally indicates heartbreak, and Four of Swords, the very next card, indicates repairing and healing from that. And so maybe you're just not in a place right now where you should be dating, and that's okay. But your future just seems kind of open-ended, and your block is like not being ready or not being open to something new. And that's kind of where you want to be when you're going to enter into another relationship. So, Emily, that is what I have. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I'd be happy to clarify anything. And if it resonated for you, let me know that as well. But I do hope that this maybe gave you some insight. And again, if you're wanting something different, if you want to change the outcome, you can. You just got to make some different decisions, and then you can shift the energy here. Oh, Emily, you are so welcome. You said, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everything was literally on point. I'm so happy to hear that. Um, thank you. Thank you very much for trusting me with your energy, Emily. Hopefully we see you again. Okay, so last reading of the night. Deo Shanae says, my question is, would it be more beneficial getting my degree from TTC or WGU? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just do a split reading where I'm going to put TTC on the left, WGU on the right, and we're going to look into the energies and see what it's looking like. So first off, I'm going to ask yes, no. TTC, yes or no. TTC, yes or no. Okay. WGU, yes or no. Okay. What is the energy? What is the energy of TTC? What is the energy of TTC? What's the energy of TTC? What is the energy of Queen of Swords? Or King of Swords. WGU, WGU. What's the energy of WGU? What is the energy of TTC? What is the energy of WGU? Okay, so this is tough day. I feel like they're both like they have their pros and their cons. This may be why you're struggling because I see like they're kind of like equal but different. They're equal in terms of like which one do I decide because this one has this, but even though this one doesn't have this one has this, and like I don't know, it's complicated. Um, so we're just gonna kind of tap into the energy. I feel like they're saying both is a good option for you because I asked like just basically tell me yes or no, TTC, WGU. I got yes for both. I asked the overall energy though between TTC and WGU. TTC sounds like you're gonna have like be able to accomplish more with this place that you would be getting. Oh shoot, hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Hey hon, I'm working on my last reading. Can I call you back after this? Oh, okay. It'll be like in the next 10 or 15. Okay, bye. Okay, so they're showing me the world energy day for TTC, the world for TTC. This is saying success, accomplishment, achievement. This is how it's going to end. For WGU, I have the 3 of Swords, which indicates like that's not a really good outcome. You might end up like wanting to leave before you get your degree. Or maybe it's just going to be really hard for you to get that degree. It seems like overall TTC is the better option for you. You have 8 of Wands in them both, meaning forward momentum. But for whatever reason, I see more success and achievement with TTC over WGU. I also see that you feel like you found like a really good match with TTC. I think with WGU, there's still a lot of thinking and questioning about what your future is going to look like. We have the moon for WGU. That indicates there's a lot of unknowns, things that you're not aware of. And I see 2 of Swords here indicating like just overall feeling like uncertain with WGU. So that's a little bit confusing for me. I feel like WGU might look better on the outside than what it actually is on the inside. I don't think it's horrible. Again, I'm really just trying to be nitpicky about specific details because, again, I asked yes or no for both and I got a yes. So I just think if I'm going to have to choose one over the other, I am leaning towards TTC. Now, it might be a harder curriculum with TTC. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know a lot about this, so I'm trying to understand for TTC why I have the devil here, but I'm thinking it just might be because it may be potentially like a harder curriculum where you feel like you're having to put a lot more into it than maybe you originally thought, or it could be more expensive if there's like a situation with like financial stuff that you might be like stuck in a longer loan if it's money related. I don't know. There's just some type of attachment to this school that you'll feel. But I do feel, though, because the 2 of Cups is right here next to it, that it's a really good like match for you as far as a school with TTC. You said, yes, that makes sense. Thank you. You're very welcome. You said, laugh my ass off. No, I have to take dosage calculation for my nursing class, and I'm scared, so double makes sense. It definitely represents fear. Okay, perfect. I'm so glad. See, this is why I like working together with you guys because sometimes I'll have people in the chat and they won't be as communicative, and I'm like, well, I mean, I can tell you what I'm looking at and what I speculate it could be, but at the same time, you would know much better than I would because I don't know, you know? So I just try to give as much information as I can. And then hopefully you guys can like pick up the pieces that I might miss. But that actually makes a lot of sense. Is that something that the other, what was it, WGU, the dosage calculation, is that in the WGU school as well? Or is it just in the TTC? Oh, the fear. That makes so much sense. Um, also, really quickly before I wrap this up, I wanted to tell you that the King of Wands and the Page of Cups is also in the TTC. And the Page of Cups and the King of Wands signifies that you're going to be like a master. of your craft, that you're going to feel like a leader. This is going to make you go from a page to a king. You're going to feel very confident when leaving the TTC school. I don't think you're gonna feel as like you have had as much of a curriculum or as well of an let's just put it this way. TTC, you leave feeling accomplished and successful, and you feel like you're ready for the real world. WGU, you feel that you didn't quite obtain as much knowledge as you could have, and that a lot more of the learning that you will acquire will come after WGU when you're in the real world and having a hands-on experience. So TTC is more like you're leaving feeling very confident in your abilities, whereas WGU, you leave and go, okay, I feel pretty good. I have the basics. I have like a pretty good understanding, but it's not until after WGU when you get into the real world and actually apply these things hands-on that's when you build your confidence. That's definitely the message here. You said, but I feel like oh wait, hold on. Well, at WGU, I would have to take it. I wouldn't have to take it at all because I would have been going for a different degree. Oh, makes sense. But I feel like they're telling me not to be scared to go for TTC for nursing just because of that, like to try and just go for it. Yes, and TTCs in person, WGs online, so it makes sense with the hands-on stuff. Okay, Day, I'm so happy to hear that this is making sense for you because it wasn't for me, but we figured it out together, and I say go for it, girl. I say go for it. Like, I love seeing the world. I feel there's like a sense of accomplishment that you're going to feel, and I don't want you to be scared. And I want you to know the devil came out with the 2 of Cups. So it's saying that even though you might have fear, this is a great match for you, okay? Those came out together, not separately, and that's important here. That makes sense. Thank you. I'll keep you updated. Awesome. Well, good luck with everything and definitely keep me posted. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. But anybody else that's hanging out, I hope you have a great night. Thank you again, Day. Sleep well. Bye, everyone.